Hey guys, Jason here with BounceWater Inflatable Sales. Wanted to take just a moment to run over a few things with you as far as inventory goes. Over the last 17 years, we have rented inflatables as well, as most of you guys will know. In 2005, started our rental company and went through the tough times of 2008 and kind of stayed the course and still grew at 5 to 10% in 2008 when things were getting really tight and a lot of different folks were going out of business. Along that road, we purchased a lot of inventory and some of it the wrong inventory, right? Not buying the right stuff that rents. And what I find is as you grow a little bit, you'll see something that looks really, really cool. You'll go ahead and purchase it and then figure out within 3, 4, 5 months maybe, wow, I shouldn't have done that. That piece doesn't go out very much. It looked really cool, but I had to charge too much for it in the market, or the color is just one-sided to girls or boys, or whatever the case may be, or it's just not a piece that does it for you. And what I found is what I've changed in the way that we look at it for our rental was simply, if we're turning something down at a high level and consistently turning something down, that would be where you go. The saying would be, if Big Macs are selling, don't make too many chicken sandwiches. So our minds tell us that, hey, we got to diversify the inventory at a large rate. We want to offer a lot of different things because maybe just one time this one company had a jousting arena and got a job maybe that you didn't get, and the jousting arena looks pretty cool and that puts you in another area. But here's the thing with that. If you're constantly turning down 18-foot slides, every weekend, and you have 1 or 2 even maybe, but you still find yourself turning those down, and then you try and switch that customer to a 15-foot slide or a 22-foot slide, or offer them a jousting arena when in fact they want an 18-foot slide because that price point works for them. It's tall enough for the kids, and it puts that consumer in a good spot. Why wouldn't we buy another 18-foot slide? So, again, our mind tells us, well, we have 2 18-foot slides. We don't really need another one. We need another size slide, or we need something different that may be kind of fancy. But the fact of the matter is if you're turning someone away, supply and demand, if we're turning people down for whatever reason it might be, especially in a certain area, I highly suggest filling that void. So, the most rented slide really in the country is an 18-footer, and I think it's because of price point. And again, it's not a small slide, it's not a massive slide, but it's enough for the consumer. It's enough to put in the backyard for them to have a lot of fun from a wide range age, from kids 5 to 15, and generally in most cases keeps you under that $300 rental point, which most customers find that they can actually afford. And I think that's why that size slide does so well. So, again, if you have 1 or 2 18s and you're still turning people away, get an 18. No different on a 15-foot slide or a 22-foot slide. If you're consistently taking people away, or turning them down, and they have to go to another company, because most of the money, if you're in the Southeast, is going to be made in the summer, you need to address that rather than address something that may not yield you the rentals. So, point being, if you think you need a fancy bounce house, but you're turning away 18-foot slides, 9 months out of the year, but you think you need a fancy bounce house, and you're going to go ahead and buy that but not buy the 18-foot slide, from a financial standpoint, you have to do the numbers on that and say, does this make sense? Not that you don't need the bounce house, but I think you have to address where you're missing the boat with your inventory before you expand outside of it. But again, our mind tells us, well, we need a 15, we need an 18, we need a 22, we need one to address every level, and I certainly agree with that. But I'm here to tell you that 18-foot slides are really, really a popular run, especially in double lanes, because what you're going to find is a lot of your competitors are going to have single lane items. They're out there everywhere, and there's not too many families that we speak to that they give us a call and we push them towards the double lane slides, which I carry most double lanes, and tell them for $29 more, 2 kids can go at a time and they're going to get a larger pool, and them in fact say, no, we don't want to do that. Our close rate is really high with that because most of my competitors don't offer an 18-foot double, and therefore it puts me in a league of my own. and we don't have to be the cheapest at that point because we're one of the few offering it. So it's really being smart with how you build the inventory. And not that I'm against not building it and getting the joust arena, and not building it and getting the fancy bounce houses, maybe the monster truck that's geared towards boys, or the princess castle that's geared towards girls, because those are needed items. But I think they're items, as you grow a little bit more, then you go into those areas. But if you're not filling the void of what most of your request is, to then get the money to then expand that inventory, it's going to make things much tougher on you to be able to expand your business, right? So to expand the business, right? We all have a budget. We have to make money with what we have. And starting out, you really want to hit on what is most popular, what constantly goes out, and that's what you want to have in the inventory. Say you have 5 pieces, you really can't afford for 3 to sit. In that 9-month summer run, you really want 5 that every weekend go out to keep your growth and keep the income coming, so you can start to then move things around a little bit. Now, I wouldn't say buy 5 18-foot water slides right off the rip, but if you were to call me and say, Jason, what do you think I should do? I'm going to run in this summer, I'm going to start my business or try to grow my business. My first question is going to be how many 18s do you have, and do you have any double lanes? And if your answer is yes, I have 3 of those, then I would work off that to get you in different price points. Maybe a 15-footer to get you down in that $200 range. Maybe we go with an 18-foot single to offset the double. It's a switch piece, right? All your doubles are out, then you can switch that customer and say, hey, Miss Johnson, that my doubles are all out, but we do have a single in a wider lane, and it is $30 less. And a lot of times they'll take that bait. Vice versa, if your single's out, that double helps a lot. There again, Miss Jones, hey, we don't have our single, but we do have our double, and it's only $29 more, $35 more. 2 kids go at a time, and 8 times out of 10 they're going to take that. They're not going to tell you that's a bad idea. So when you get these companies that are selling these little package deals, for instance, maybe you get a bounce house and a combo and a 15-foot slide for $49.95. I get these questions asked to me all the time. Jason, do you have these package deals? We sell our equipment very reasonably priced, and I generally don't like to do that because I want you to buy what's going to work in your inventory. So a lot of times when people call me, I ask them, what do you have and what are you turning down, right? Because we're trying to grow your business. We're not just trying to sell you a product. There's a stark difference of growing the business and buying things you don't need. So we want to buy things that are going to bring you back the money quickly, so you can then expand the business as you go and maybe pick up some tables and chairs, some different add-on items that'll bring you additional income. But we don't want to turn down the core of what our customers are asking us for. And if you're in the Southeast, a lot of that's going to be summer, a lot of that's going to be water slide, and that's where you're going to make your money. And then you start bleeding into the winter as your company grows and develops. You add that joust and those different items. So usually I won't do package type stuff because I feel like, why would I sell you? If you were calling me and wanting a combo and a bounce house to go into the summer, I'm going to try and lead you towards an 18-foot slide, because I know for a fact, I've proven it all around the Southeast, that's where you're going to make your money. Why, even if I had to order you one and I had the combo and the bounce house in stock, I will turn down the sale to put you on the right piece of equipment that's going to work for you, because that's when you're going to call me back, when we build that trust that I have your best interest in mind, not just sell you a product. So when you consider BounceWater inflatable sales, I want you to think about those things. I want you to think about, can someone help in my decision-making process? Because look, no matter how long you've done it, no matter how smart we are in business, beating ideas off other people helps. It might, you may be right in your original thought, but someone might say, hey, have you thought about this? And it might shed light on something. And I think that's what it takes to be successful. It takes, the company you're buying from to actually understand what you're out there doing and what you're trying to achieve. So again, my name's Jason. Some of you know me pretty well. I'm happy to work with you to do that. We're happy to sit down with you and look at the inventory, preview kind of what you got going on and where you want to go. Some of you guys just do it on the side. Some of you guys want to turn it into full time. Those are all slightly different strategies, so we got to work together to be successful, to have the right units put in our hands. that are highly rentable, that are proven in the marketplace. So be careful of the package buys. Not saying don't do it. I'm just asking, is that what you need for your inventory? Is that really what is going to make you money? Is that what your customers are asking for and you're turning down all the time? Because because you think it's a good buy doesn't mean it's going to make you more money. For instance, if I sold you a bounce house for $1,000 and you rented it 20 times at $100, that's $2,000. But if I sold you an 18-foot slide for $2,850 and you rented it 35 times for $300, almost $11,000, do the math. You just left $8,000 on the table. We can all use $8,000. So just kind of process those things when you're making your buying decisions. Don't do knee-jerk decisions. And I'm not saying buy from me off of first call. Do your due diligence, do your homework, and know what you need in your inventory based off what you're missing. And if you don't have the experience to know what you need in your inventory, I can promise you I do. I can give you a really good idea, and I've done it for many companies across the Southeast over the last year, and they have grown hugely and done very well. And you'll see some of those testimonials on our Facebook page. So just do your homework. Call around, ask different questions. Feel good about the company you're buying from. When you call them, will they answer? Will they answer the phone at 8 at night? Will they answer at 11 on Saturday if you have a problem? There's some small differences out there you want to look into. But again, my name is Jason. Anything you have that pertains to the rental business that I can help you with at all, even if you haven't bought from me yet and you just have questions of something maybe that's going on in the field or whatever, I'm happy to answer them. Give me a call, 813-947-5002. You guys have a wonderful day, and let's get ready to make some money next year.